Hi there. I was fortunate enough to be able to be at teen camp this weekend on Sunday, the last day, and get to see part of our church service and listen to someone speak. Um, she hit on our stories, and that's something that's really been on my mind a lot lately as I deal with my shit on a daily basis in my stuff. Our stories don't define us. No matter what happens in our lives, no matter what happens daily that we face that we don't ask for, that just comes at us, it's life. You can only control yourself. You can only control your side of the street. You can control your story. You can choose to be a victim in your story, or you can choose to be a person who is going to define your story your way. I know with my struggles every day with trying to chase work, bidding, keeping work, managing job sites, employees, all that, it's just a never-ending battle. I know my struggles every day trying to fight to be in my kids' life and fight to prove I'm a good dad and counter the brainwashing and the manipulation from the other side, and the fight against a court system who is biased against dads, who is biased against families and keeping families together and keeping children to see dads and moms. And I've been struggling this a lot lately as I feel the decks are stacked against me. But no matter what, my story is my story. And I have the tools to cope and deal with it. I get up every day, and regardless of the crap that comes at me every day, I face my story my way. I choose not to be a victim. I'm not going to cry for sympathy or poor me. I'm still going to get up and fight. I'm still going to stay with my goals. I'm still going to perform the activities that I can cope and deal with my struggles every day. It's important for me. Number one, I got to take care of myself. Number two, even my children who are mixed up in this mess right now get to see me perform and act. I can choose to be a victim like the other side does, but I'm not. You're not going to see me play the victim whatsoever. Yeah, I'm going to fight it. Yes, I'm going to face it. I'm not running. I don't hide. I'm not afraid. But I'm still going to be the best dad I could possibly be every day, as my kids expect that, even though they are manipulated and brainwashed. I got one son that is risen above all of this crap, and I'm very proud of him. He can change his glasses. He can see the vision through all of the crap. He chooses not to play the games, the self-defeating games with everybody living in their victimhood, including his sister. I'm very proud of Zane. Zane's really doing good. He's a good product member of society. He's responsible for his own actions. He's buying his own vehicles, paying his way. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. He's learned to work hard. He works hard. And for him to look at me and say, "Dad, thank you for teaching me to be responsible. Thank you for teaching me to work hard. Thank you for being, my dad." I mean, that goes so far, so many ways. I can complain and take the bad side of the road with these girls, but I'm not. Sooner or later, my kids will see the truth. My kids will figure out and understand that the real victim in this is them, and they were manipulated and they were brainwashed, and that their dad is still getting up, going to work every day, busting his ass, taking care of business, still being a leader, still being responsible, not playing the victim, not crying the victim, nobody supporting him, nobody bailing him out. He just goes and does what he does. And as dads, that's all we can do. And moms. I mean, it's not just all dads getting the shit into the stick. There's a lot of moms too. I'm pretty much 50-50 for kids having both parents, and I'm pretty much 50-50 for there's bad on both sides. And hopefully one day people will put their own misery and anger aside to see the good and let their shit go and truly put the love that they have for their kids first above all the hate. We live in a society that it's easier to play the victim and poor me, why me, than it is to just stand up and be responsible and move on. Hopefully one day that changes. If not, the good Lord's going to come and he's going to fix all of this mess. So today's story really hit me pretty hard with Jeannie talking about our story, my story, your story. Your story does not define you. Rise above your story. You write your story. You can end your story. You can change the chapter in your book and your story. And there's lots of value along the way, and there's lots of value, good and bad, to see and analyze. And as you see the value and understand the value, good and bad, it gives you an opportunity to change your glasses and maybe look at things a little bit different. Maybe change your thoughts. Maybe change your perception of the fight you're fighting. At the end of the day, the only thing matters is taking care of yourself. And you can't control other people. You can't control people who are playing the victim, manipulating the system against you. You can't control anything outside of your own thoughts, actions, and choices. That's all you. So, hopefully, with my stuff, I can make a difference for others and show that if I can do it, you can do it. And yes, you can take the high road. And taking the high road is the humble way to face adversity and face attacks from other people who really just trying to destroy you. And above all, no matter what anybody's saying, doing, thinking in their thoughts, God is still in control. God still sees your thoughts, my thoughts, their thoughts. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And that we're going to be one day that we're going to be judged and asked, and we're going to be put on trial. You had an opportunity here. Why didn't you do that? And that truly scares the hell out of me. So as I've matured and grown older and realized the importance of being truthful, living right, doing right, at the end of the day, my salvation and my peace is what's most important. And I pray that my children see that. And I pray that my children will rise above all of this bullshit that they're brainwashed and around and distracted, and all this noise in the weeds that's pulling them in directions and manipulating their hearts, minds, and souls. And your children and everybody else's children. They are our future. Our future is what we must take care of. They are precious. If we don't take care of our children now, what's their future gonna be like? And with this podcast, that's one of my goals, is trying to make a difference, fitting my purpose. And there's gonna be some people who hate. There's gonna be some people who disagree, and I really don't care. I can tell you my story. I could tell you my facts. I can tell you what I've done and gone through, and I could tell you and show you the receipts of the shit in my past. Good and bad, for me and against me. That doesn't go away. But I can be real, and I can be truthful, and I can tell you how it is. And hopefully it makes a difference for some people out there that need to see that knows that, I can deal with this. I can write my own story. I can make a difference. I can take the high road and love my kids where they're at, even though they're not lovable. I can love my kid where they're at, even though they're brainwashed to hate me and not love me back. I can still be a dad and take the high road and lead and show my kid by example, even though they are brainwashed and manipulated by certain people around them. I can do that. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great weekend, and it was nice to visit teen camp and drop off some shirts for these kids and get to see my son in action, growing and leading, and all of the other young people here making a difference, growing and learning, and all of our wonderful friends in the teen camp family making a difference through sacrifice for other kids and individuals. Thanks to you all. Have a great weekend.